Hello there everybody, how is it going and how have you been? Welcome back to Stardew Valley. In the last mini session slash episode, we got to go to the Winter Festival. I don't quite remember what it was called, but we participated in an ice fishing competition, which I believe I won handily. Let's see, what's this? I see you've entered the Skull Cavern. Well done. I've got a better challenge for you, kid. Make it at least 25 levels deep. I've got a mountain of cash to send if you can do it. Your friend, Mr. Key? Sure. You've been challenged to reach level 25 in the Skull Cavern. You've been promised a substantial reward if you're successful. That's actually the other thing that happened in the last session, slash episode, was, I finally took the bus, which is a little frustrating because you have to pay 500 gold every time you want to go to the desert. Not to mention you have to wait for someone to show up who can actually drive it, which seems to be at least Pam, if not anybody else. And then out there's a shop run by Emily's friend Sandy. There's also a weird bouncer off in the corner of her shop, which I don't know exactly what he does. He just kind of grunts at me whenever I manage to actually click on him to talk. And elsewhere out in the desert is that Skull Cavern, which is apparently like the mines except filled to the brim with harder creatures. So, ooh, a new chick hatched. It looks odd. Choose a name. Rodel, Gray, Shetchy, Bucky, Sign, Prumbus, Trash. It'd be nice if I, like, knew what it looked like. Alright, well, let's think. This thing obviously hatched from the void egg. So... see, the void egg was, like, black with red spots, right? I'm gonna call it... I presume it's also going to be a female, so hopefully it will lay void eggs as well once it grows up. I think I'm gonna call it... wasn't there a, I swear there's like an old, like, goddess of the night or something from Norse mythology, I think? Like Nict or something like that? NYCT? Hang on a second, I'm gonna look this up and check. I don't want to make an idiot of myself. Let me see here. Nict. Nyx, that's what it was. NYX. Nyx is the Greek goddess or personification of the night. Yeah, so let's just call it Nyx. I presume it's going to be a black chicken of some kind. There we go. Yep, there it is. Hello. You know, you're kind of adorable. Is there something in the way? Oh, there's an egg right there. Hello. Ooh, you've got demon eyes. Nick seems curious, but a little cautious. She's getting used to the new home. Aww. Oh yeah, you do have glowing demon eyes. Look at you. Still, you're kind of adorable. You're adorable all the same. Hello. Colonel, Sandra, you two make sure that Nyx feels at home, okay? She's new here, and I want you two to be nice. There we go. Eat up, Nyx. Alright, well, it took that void egg long enough to hatch. I feel like it was exactly a week, but it might have been just a little bit less. But regardless, I can now start incubating this duck egg and get myself a duckling. I'm really excited about that, because then I can get some duck products going. There we go. Ooh, you can actually see it this time. Well, hopefully the duck egg doesn't take as long to hatch. I have a feeling it will, if not longer, but... anyway. Yeah, now, onto a little bit of a little meta discussion, for lack of better terms. I am aware that in the last week, only one episode of Stardew went up. Normally, this series airs. Hello, Penis. This series airs every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and yet last week there's only an episode on Monday. Now, part of it is because I was a little bit silly, and well, alright, let me start from the beginning. Part of it is because I wanted to try out the new idea of recording it one episode at a time, or until I have enough footage for one episode after cutting everything out, because to be honest, Winter is very slow. So basically that idea was record until the end of the day. If I have at least 15 to 20 minutes of footage, cool, and the recording there. If not, record another day. And as a result, that first sort of trial run basically collapsed the Festival of Winter and the trip to the desert the next day into a single episode. Now, the problem with that is that I didn't realize that during the weekdays my schedules are so uncomfortable, for lack of better terms, that it's actually somewhat difficult for me to record other episodes. Like, I basically have an opportunity to kind of squeeze in, like, the latter episode of Pokemon Platinum, and even then I usually have to stretch it and stay up a little bit later than I want to. Consequently, I just blanked and didn't have the time to record other episodes of Stardew Valley. In case you're wondering where I'm going out to the... I don't know where I'm going. I need to get the fishing rod, and I keep forgetting to grab the fishing rod. So yeah, that was the first thing that happened. And the second thing that happened is I did tweet that I was going to try and put 2 episodes of Stardew Valley up on Friday, and instead, I believe only 1 episode of Pokemon Platinum went up on Friday. And the reason for that is because I completely blanked on the fact that Thursday was Thanksgiving. Somehow I did. And consequently, between... I had a lot of Thanksgiving stuff scheduled. Like, I went out with both the girlfriend's mom and, and just a lot of family stuff, long and short of it. I didn't realize quite how tired I would be afterwards, and quite frankly, I just was not up to recording Stardew at all. I just kind of wanted to sit, digest, and just kind of relax after all of that. So only 1 episode of Stardew went up last week, to sum up all of that rambling. Now, I'm going to only upload 2 episodes of Stardew this week. I'm going to have one today, obviously on Monday, and the other one will be on Friday. And after this week, hopefully... I don't want to use a gold star perch. Hopefully I will get back on a 3 episode per week thing. I might downgrade it to just 2 or even 1 episode a week. I'm not sure, because Winter is slowing down quite a bit. I'm already doing a lot as is. I mean, the Skull Cavern is going to be interesting, but it's fairly difficult, and the fact that I can't... Like, I can, but I can't really go to the desert whenever I want, is just going to make it more annoying, for lack of better terms. So, yeah, basically I'm thinking Stardew's probably going to slow down and decrease in the number of episodes per week. And, I mean, sometimes a week might have... No, that's good enough. A week might have 3 episodes, it might only have 2. I really don't know. That's just how it's going to be. And to be honest, I think I'm getting a little bit burnt out of Stardew, to be honest. So dropping its uploads per week is a nice thing in a way, because I am enjoying this game, but the feeling of I'm always having to be doing something on camera is making it very hard to just, like, pass time and get stuff done. because just it feels like the episodes are starting to get a little too short, and I don't know. I'm getting a little. I feel like I'm kind of overdoing Stardew a little bit, so cutting back is probably going to be a very nice thing. So yeah, basically, sum up the rambling, if you've even bothered listening this long. Messed up a bit last week, so only one episode went up. And this week there's only going to be 2, and it's probably going to vary between 1 and 2 for the rest of the weeks until the end of winter. Spring of year 2, I honestly don't know if I'm going to take a break from Stardew once we get through winter, or if I'm going to keep recording and maybe like changing it into a one-time thing. I don't know. I really don't know. But, yeah, there, Robin. Basically I thought... What the hell? Hang on a second. Alright. Well, really fast. Today, I believe, is Sebastian's birthday, and he likes sashimi, which is why I went off and fished and made this and whatnot. And unfortunately, he likes to stay in his room. Now, I know he will leave it eventually, but I'm going to have to wait for that. So where the hell was I again? The other thing I'm getting is that Stardew almost feels like it's more a streaming game than a real, like, recording series sort of game. So if I do take a break of it at the end of the year, I might use it when I start experimenting with live streaming, which, don't get your hopes up, I have no idea how close that is. But, if Stardew does... If I do decide to stop Stardew at the end of winter, it's not going to stop permanently. It will come back eventually. I just might need a fairly long break to figure out what exactly to do with it. And I guess more to the point, again, to sum up all the rambling I just went through, consequently that means that Stardew uploads are going to be starting to slow down, and I'm going to start looking for other games and other ideas to upload to the channel, because again, it's not exactly that I'm getting tired of Stardew. I'm not getting bored of it. I just like something else to do. Alright, looks like he's leaving, so I'll meet him upstairs. Cool. Alright, Sebastian, come here, you. Here you go. Yeah, no problem, man. Alright. Oh, hello, Maru. Pardon me. Alrighty. So with that kind of absurdly long-winded, rambly explanation out of the way, what is the plan for this session? Well, like I said, this session is going to have 2 episodes. At some point tomorrow in-game, I'm going to go and look at all of the lost books I found. But as for the remainder of this day, I'm probably going to spend a majority of it just digging up, or I should say chopping down trees and gathering materials to expand the pasture area and make room for a barn, so I can start getting the bigger livestock like cows and sheep and whatnot. Tomorrow, in addition to visiting the museum/library, I'm considering going back to the desert, because the first time I went, I was an idiot and forgot the fishing rod, which means I couldn't collect the sandfish I need to finish off the fish tank set for the gumdrops. So I definitely want to do that. I may try going back down in the Skull Cavern, but to be honest, that place, like, the monsters in there hit really, really hard. In fact, it might be worth running to Gus's really fast and seeing if I can't buy any good food to use to heal with. And in fact, considering the amount of money I have tomorrow, it might also be worth buying another sapling to get growing for spring, for whenever the series will continue past winter. And again, like I keep mentioning, for anybody that is a fan of this series, don't worry, it's not going away permanently. It's just going to go on a little bit of a break while I figure out like what else exactly to do with it. Oh, I can get food recipes out here. Maki rolls, I need this. 2 glazed yams? Oh, he's got a limited stock. Okay. And I'll take a pizza. Oh, okay, so these I can buy infinitely. Anything below the recipes, he can only sell a certain amount of. Okay. Farming, foraging, pizza. Yeah, let's get the maki roll recipe, just because I am going to need that for the bundle as well. And I believe I can check that back home. I mean, considering I'm still thinking about this, actively thinking about this subject, I might as well continue. I don't know exactly what sort of series is going to take Stardew Valley's place. I might continue it like once a day or so, like a big kind of like compressing 3 days into one sort of larger half-hour episode sort of thing after winter. Don't know. I really, really don't know. But I do know that, let's see, well, Slime Rancher has recently updated a bit, so there's more fun stuff to do in that, so I might be doing that with good old Bastes. As for new games, I am keeping my eye out. I have been trying a couple, but some of them are just... they're not exactly good recording games, I feel. Like, they're fun games, don't get me wrong. It's just... like, for example, a puzzle game I was trying out, I realized I was just kind of sitting there and thinking for a long while. And while it was definitely fun to play, it is probably not all that entertaining to watch. Now, again, that's probably a good streaming game. It'd be really fun to, like, incorporate the audience and all work together to solve such a puzzle. But, again, I have no idea when streaming is, so seriously, don't hold your breath for it to happen anytime soon. One thing I did notice while recording Pokemon Platinum is that I have a lot of fun with games that do have quite a bit of story to them. Like, a lot of characters that you talk to, you know, dialogue, randomness, just, like, more, for lack of a better term, active gameplay. So I'm trying to find a game that kind of falls into that category. And I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll bring Bastes along for the ride. Maybe it'll just be me again. I have no idea what the future holds for this time slot. But whatever it is, I'm going to make sure it's something I want to record and I have fun recording. Because that is definitely the most important thing with a series like this, or any sort of Let's Play series, I feel, is that if you're forcing yourself to play, it's just not going to turn out as good as if you're having fun and you really want to play it.